You're in the room with a potential client. You just finished the consultation. They're on the edge of their seat. They're actually leaning forward toward you. They really want it. You can tell they're excited, and you deliver the price, and they can't afford your personal training program. What do you say next? I'm going to share that in today's episode. I'm Deborah Atkinson. You're listening to Fitness Marketing Mastery, where I share marketing and sales strategies, and I share with you the insider tips on how I work with women who are in all stages of menopause based on the Flipping 50 Fitness Specialist. And I'll put the link to that and to the Build Your Business Mastermind that is all about building, or as you know, rebuilding your business in a whole different way and pandemic proofing you for the future. All the links will be in the show note, but let's dive into this because if you've never experienced this before, you're probably not asking enough because we all will experience this, and you need to get some no's before you can get a number of yeses that matter. And if you're not getting any no's, you're not getting ever anybody saying, I can't afford your personal training program, potentially your rates are too low, girl. Okay, here we go. So when they want it, when you want to help them, but they say they can't afford your personal training program, what then? Now, here's where we're not going to go. We're not going to go down that road where, people are paying $70 for a night out. They're paying $75 for sushi for two, and it's gone. And there's nothing to show for it an hour later, but they can't afford your personal training program. Now, we can't go there, but I want you to be thinking that people are spending money on things like that, more frivolous than fitness. We just need to reframe it in a way that this is a life changing thing. So you do need to realize that part of the I can't afford it, that shouldn't be a problem and an obstacle, is really them saying, I don't see the value in it yet, and you still have an opportunity to help them get there. Okay, here's what you say. Immediately, without being taken back, say, if money weren't an issue, what part of what I talked about really appeals to you? And allow them to talk. So remember, in a sales meeting, in a consultation with a client or prospect, you want to remember that sometimes when you ask a question, the first person to talk loses. And I say that tongue in cheek because the whole truth is nobody loses. In this situation, if it is really someone you can help and really someone who needs help, no one's losing. Everybody wins when they actually train. But we will lose because people get in their own way. And part of our jobs is to help them not do that. To remember that they need self care. They've got to take care of themselves before they can take care of anybody else. That is certainly true of women more so. So, if money weren't an issue, which of our services, which one of those services or programs that we talked about appeal to you? And what parts of it really feel like I needed that? And then let them talk and probe them a little bit more. Nod, gesture. If they're leaning forward, you lean forward. If they lean back a little bit, you lean back a little bit, not quite as much. So stay in there, stay eyes on them. Don't write, don't tap your pencil, don't do any of those nervous behaviors, thinking ahead about what you're going to say. Just listen like you were listening to a friend so that you can respond with an appropriate answer. So, if they've talked about it, then what you might do is say, well, let's look at some of the services that we have that are directly in alignment with what you described and say, here's the service and the program that I offer. Maybe we're talking about, say, one-on-one coaching or training. Either way, it's very similar, right? So it's in person, whether it's on virtual or it's face to face, but in person meaning it's in real time. You're literally meeting them at a time in your day, time in theirs. Now, you might say, as a part of our package, I offer to support not only the training that we do when we're together, but I also provide generally the exercise that you should do between our sessions. Maybe that's something that we can leave out. Asking this question, your question might be, what parts of that would you like to look at taking out so we could make this something that was more budget friendly for you? Now, what you've done, and you're going to be quiet, right? So you won't speak. What you've done is planted a fear of missing out. You've put them at choice. You've demonstrated a willingness to work with them, to negotiate, to make it doable for them without desperation, but you've also planted this seed of missing out. Like, no one wants to remove all the things, the benefits, and the features that you've told them come with the program. So when you ask this question, they may suddenly find more money. Sometimes that's what happens. But you legitimately might get someone who does need to leave things out. So maybe rather than it being an hour session, maybe you change those sessions to the same rate, same frequency, same context, same kinds of support, but it's a 45-minute session or a 30-minute session instead. So they're getting the support, the accountability, and all of the most important things that they've told you as you were listening are important, and offer that up to them. Which part of that, means less to you? So you'd like to cut that out. We could just remove that from the programming. So those words also work. So you want to try on all of these words. When they say, I really want to do this, but I can't afford your personal training program. If money weren't an issue, what package or program would you want to do? And what appealed to you most about that you feel like you could benefit from or need? So let's break this down. You say, here's the program components, the benefits that you get, but the features and how we deliver those benefits in the transformation. Which part of that and those components means less to you that you'd like to cut out? And let's see what we can do. Those are your questions. You're getting into a discussion, and if you've got a little latitude with your rates, but certainly you do. If you're a solo entrepreneur, you can work with someone, and you may say and present it in a way that, every once in a while, I will do a bit of scholarship work, and working with you for slightly reduced rate, we can take out certain components of the program that are less important to you. And in exchange for that, and you can say, and or in exchange for it, you could request someone do some work for you. Think about the skills and the talents that anybody sitting in front of you might have. Are there things that they could do? Could they monitor a social media group for you? Could they type up documents for you? Do they have any graphic design skills, creating graphics for your social media posts? There are some things that a lot of people might be able to help you delegate and hand off for a period of time. And you can decide whether you're comfortable with them doing that during the service delivery or you want them to do that prior to the service delivery, and how much it's worth to you in order to do it. There you have it. That's how to work around what it is that you say when you really truly do want to help them. You can see that you can help them and they really want support, but they can't afford your personal training program or your health coaching program. That's exactly what to say. I'm going to put some links below the show note to prior episodes and also to links that if you'd love to take a next step, you really need some support with scripts, not only for in those consultation sessions, either by phone or virtually by Zoom or in person, but maybe you need some help with your sales copy, writing those emails, writing those sales pages, writing that homepage on your website so that you get more traffic or you do more good with the traffic coming to you. I'll put some links down below about how to build your business in 2021 and beyond based on the moment in time we're going through. All right, what are you waiting for? Start getting to it. Practice these words. Literally practice. Write them down, type them, look at them, say them out loud before you get into that situation because you know it's coming. I'll see you on the flip side.